bespoke radio for the masses.
Headline edition, July 8, 1947. The Army Air Forces has announced that a flying disc has been found and is now in the possession of the Army.
If the game is rigged, change the game. Game changer.
I occasionally think how quickly our differences worldwide would vanish if we were facing an alien threat from outside this world.
This is Fade to Black with your host, Jimmy Church, on the Game Changer Radio Network.
All right. Well. Yeah. How you doing? It's Fade to Black. Yeah. It's Wednesday, May 28th, 2025. Let's do this, man. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. What's cracking, everybody? How you doing? Wrapping up this week on Fade to Black. Monday night, we had Chris Johnston, JD, with us. Roswell, The Truth on Trial. Last night, Dr. Mark Carlotto was with us and his book, An Inconvenient Theory. Great conversation last night. Tonight, it's our once-a-month AJAAMA, Ask Me Anything. Yeah, we do this once a month. It's one of my favorite nights. You know, I just get to hang out and just talk. Yeah. And that's what we're going to do tonight. Tomorrow night, we are off air because I have three major events coming up. I do starting tomorrow. Contact in the Desert. It's going on all weekend, May 29th through June 2nd, right here in Palm Springs, California. Right after that, I head to Peru with Brian Forrester for the Inca Celebration of the Sun. That's in June for 10 days. Then I come back for the PSI Games, the Psychic Olympics, August 1st through the 3rd in Charlottesville, Virginia. The links for everything that I am doing are posted below. And Hidden Inca Tours, this tour in June is sold out. We have a second tour coming up in November. And you want to change your life? You want that paradigm shift? You want it to really happen? Go to Peru with us. Yeah, it's absolutely amazing. And I brought that up for a reason. And now, it just escaped me. Not the way to start the show. I need to be sharp. River Moon Coffee. River Moon Coffee. Yeah. See, it works because I just remembered. Yeah, I did. Just remembered. Next year, I'm going to Scotland to lead a tour, a Monty Python themed tour for Monty Python and the Search for the Holy Grail, the movie. And so we are going to go to the castles from the movie. We're going to go to different locations that were shot for the movie. That's right, the Bridge of Death, Castle Arg. Yeah, Arg. Yeah, we're going there. And a couple of ancient distilleries. We're going to be doing that too as well. It's all 5-star. It's going to be incredible. And the links for that are below. So just scroll down, you'll see Monty Python and get signed up. It's selling out, all right? This is going to be a lot of fun. Different from, I can be a goofball on tour, but I like to have fun when I do these tours. But I'm also out there to learn and research and, pictures and videos. And I get to come back and share all of that stuff with you guys. So there is that part. But this tour, it's Monty Python, man. And we are going to the locations. I cannot wait. I can see it. I can see it all happening. Unless you've seen the movie, you don't know what I'm doing. Yeah, the big teeth. Fangs. I cannot wait. Yeah. It's going to be amazing. So the links are below for that too as well. And that's why I drink River Moon Coffee. Tonight is our AMA. Ask Me Anything. And to get in on the action, all you have to do is post your questions in all caps over in our chat. And I'm scrolling through now, and all caps helps me separate you from the madness. And so then I'm able to go through. And all right, see, come on. So I just highlight them. I don't read them. I like to be improvisational. I like to be improvisational. And also, if you can, everybody, give everybody else a shot. Only one question. Don't do 2 or 3, because I don't read your name. I don't do any of that. I just see, boom, done. But if you post a bunch and then it sneaks through, and then somebody else at the end of the night is going to go, Jimmy didn't get to my question because Genocide asked 15 questions, and he would too as well. Wouldn't it be cool if you could post pictures in the chat? Yeah, because then Genocide could post a picture of his fade to black tattoo. Yeah, he's got one. I don't know if it was the first fade to black tattoo. No, it was certainly the first I had seen in person. There's a lot of fade to black tattoos out there, and I've seen pictures. But that's the first time when somebody went, "Hey man, check this out." What? Dude, that's cool. Oh, yeah. Very strange feeling. It's a great tattoo too. Anyway, wouldn't it be cool if we could post? Because I could post in the chat. Well, I can post here, but I'm going to start with this. Did you know now? Unless you use your iPhone for production, you may not know this, but if you're a geek, you probably know this. But iPhones, Apple uses, and again, if I'm talking, I don't want to sound like I'm talking down to you, but if you don't know this, I found out quite on accident. iPhones, Apple, when you take a picture, the default setting in your iPhone is not JPEGs. No, it's hike. Yeah, HEIC. Hike. Heis. Hike. GIF. I don't know. Hike. HEIC, which is unusable out there. And so certain conversions happen. So to change it from hike to JPEG, you have to go into your phone and switch the settings. And in the settings, it's like you're downgrading using JPEG. Hike is better. Well, you know what? Go in the spur of the moment, go out and a conference, and you're up at the podium and you need to load in some pictures into a presentation, and the pictures aren't loading because they're hikes and it can't be read. File can't be read. And it goes across the board. So anyway, if you are like me, which I have got 350 gigabytes of JPEGs or of images on my phone. And so I switched to JPEG a couple of months ago. I get the new iPhone 16 Pro Max, and it switches back to hike, not my old settings, which I thought was funky. So I had to go in and change it. And last night, here's a perfect example of why this sucks. In the software that I use for the show, I can present an image file. right? And I click on present and I go to image file and I go to I'll pick something out. Let's go to I'll just you guys name something. Name something. Conscious Life Expo 2024. So I click on that and the images here, oh, these are from okay. All right. Anyway, these are sent to me from Brad. These are all JPEGs, but anything that I took on my phone that are hikes don't show up here and I can't present them. So if I go to Peru, which I was doing last night, I couldn't load. Remember, I had to share my screen. I couldn't pull up an actual image file. And that's because they're hikes and the hikes don't show up in the software that I use for the show presentation. And it's a real drag. It's a real drag. And so wouldn't it be cool if we could present files into the chat or images into the chat? That would be really, really cool. So Peru JPEG. Yeah, I've got one JPEG file in Peru. Yeah. And here it is right there. One JPEG file out of all of the. Now, if I go to share screen and I want to share screen on Peru, watch this. You see that file there? This is from 2024. So now I'll show you exactly the problem with this. So here's Peru 2024. I'm going to open up Puma Punku. And now let's go to here. Boom, done. And I'm going to share this screen, which is not a big deal. All right. Okay. All right. Now I can share screen. I'm going to show you the exact same folder. This is no different. Okay. So now same folder, same Peru folder. So I opened it up to share an image file. The folder shows one in Puma Punku. I just showed you. That was an H block that I had converted to a JPEG file. But here, these are all the hike photographs. You ready? I mean, I'll just roll through this. It's like this. There's Puma Punku. Remember, I can just keep. These are all hikes. If you look at the top right here, see that? Image 6907, hike. Yeah. Isn't that nuts? Look, hike. See it at the top? Hike. Oh, that's pretty cool. Can you guys hear the audio on that? This is Puma Punku in real time. Wow, I didn't realize this was on here. What happens when I go like this? Oops, sorry about that. See, but that's okay. Let's get to the show. I would love to be able to, right? But they're all hikes. Hike. Hike. Yeah. All right. Back to me highlighting questions, which is what I was saying. So I'm looking at these questions. Wouldn't it be cool if I could go into these questions, go into the chat and pop in images? All right. Let's see. Hike. I didn't know that. I did not know. And trying to scare people into using hike, which is a format that it's supposed to be better. It's the Apple hype on it. Hype on the hike. I'm not so sure. Okay, so let's get to this. Post your questions in all caps. Pop them over into the chat, everybody. I will get to everything tonight. Tomorrow, I leave for Contact in the Deserts. Tomorrow night, I will be hosting the opening ceremonies tomorrow night. Wow, man, I've been doing that now for over 10 years. Pretty incredible. So I'm going to do that tomorrow night on the lawn. I think I hit the stage at 7:30, so I'll see everybody there. That's tomorrow night. I'm going to wrap up my portion of the opening ceremony. I'm going to try to do it in an hour or 90 minutes. And then it's going to be dancing. We're going to have a DJ and stuff. But so I'm going to go through that. That's tomorrow night at 7:30. And then I'm going to go drink and have dinner and hang out with everybody tomorrow night in the lounge. So that's going on tomorrow night. Then Friday night, I will be hosting the speaker meet and greet party gala bash in the ballroom there. So that is Friday night. I cannot wait. So I'll see everybody tomorrow night at Contact in the Desert. With that, let's get to the questions. Let's see. All right, here we go. Here we go. So I can face this correctly. If I do this, yeah, this is pretty good. Jimmy, this is from Renee. Yeah, she's always up first. How does she cheats? Renee cheats. Jimmy, what do you imagine might be a major change in food choices, okay, or preparation after ETs share their technology with us over the next few decades? Or what would you like to see? That's a great question. That's a great question, Renee. Okay, so let me start with this. I'm prepared. It seems that preparation's a key word here. That over the last 7 or 8 years since 2017, where everything is just snowballed, right? And we have seen just about everything. I'm prepared to handle just about everything that ET could throw at us. Great preparation. I mean, we've had all kinds of crazy stuff. We've had to use discernment. We've had stupid stuff like Jeremy Corbell and flying pyramids and videos, right? Just what? Right? We've had that. So that helps prepare you for stuff that's coming up. And then we've had the crazy stuff. David Grush, amazing testimony in front of Congress. Of course, the New York Times and Leslie Kean and Ralph Blumenthal and all of their stuff. TTSA, right? I could continue on. Danny Sheehan and his work. Linda Moulton Howe and her and Richard Dolan and all of the stuff just I mean, just it's overwhelming, right? Overwhelming. And and I'm prepared for anything, including food choices, by the way. But you know what it didn't prepare me for? It didn't prepare me at all for season 2 and the finale of The Last of Us. I'm just saying, didn't prepare me for that. I'm still shook up. I don't know what to make of it. It was a crazy season, but I didn't see the ending coming. I haven't played the game. I know nothing about it. I'm just watching it as a TV series. I was emotionally invested into Ellie and man, her and Pedro Pascal and their relationship and everything else. I mean, I was just so emotionally invested. He gets white snuffed, right? And he dies. And she has to watch that. Remember? I screamed. Okay. And I thought, okay, all right. I forget season 1 had a couple of those whoppers too. Anyway, so the ending of season 2, wow, I did not see that coming. Okay, all right. So Aliens and ET in 2017 and the Days of Disclosure and all of the stuff just coming on. It really prepares you for everything, right? Except for the season ending of The Last of Us. Yeah, I wasn't prepared for that. I wasn't prepared for that at all. Are you guys watching The Last of Us? Do you even know what I'm talking about? Wow, man. There's so much good stuff on right now. Government Cheese is great. The studio is great. I just started watching Duster. It's really good. What was The Fountain of Youth? Did you guys see that movie that just came out? It's pretty good. Lots of good, but The Last of Us was really strong. White Orchid. Yeah, lots of really good programming on TV right now. But The Last of Us took the wind out of my sails. Okay, what do we have next? Let's move on. Question for your trip to Scotland. Do you actually know the airspeed velocity of an unladen swallow? I do not. I do not know the airspeed velocity. Karen Black, the Karen Black heard Jeffrey Drum on Next Level Soul talking about how the pyramids were built. He was very interesting. You might check him out. Okay, not exactly a question, but okay. Yeah. Here's the deal with that. Anybody can develop a theory on how the pyramids were built, and it's just as legit as anything else. Yeah. Leprechauns built the pyramids, man. Okay. All right. Sure. Nobody knows. We've had everything from, we've got levitation, we've got aliens, we've got they poured the blocks, it was liquid cement. Just every slaves being whipped, and pulling blocks up, and whatever it may be, it's just throw an idea out there, and it's just as legit as anything else, because we just don't know. I would love to hear his idea. I've got my own too as well. A couple of points that I want to make on that. Number one, when you see in the movies, slaves, right, in Egypt pulling blocks up those ramps, and you've got the the guys controlling the slaves, and there's 10,000 slaves, and you only see like 1 or 2 or 3 people barking orders at the slaves. And don't you ever wonder, dude, why don't you just turn around and revolt? Why don't you let the block go, let it roll down the ramp and wipe everybody out? It's not like they had crazy weapons. They didn't have anything to control those kinds of crowds. So I just rule out the slavery side of this. It just doesn't make any sense. There were more, if there were slaves, there were more slaves building the pyramid than the entire army of Egypt. Oh man. So anyway, but any idea is legit. It's just, it doesn't matter. I don't know about the cement pouring though. But whoever he is, what's his name again? What was his name? Jeffrey Drum. That's Drum with 2 M's. Okay. All right. I'll have Michelle look him up. I'll have Michelle check him out. All right. This is from Bill. Bill says, Jimmy, are you still planning to do the engraved engine cover? What, for my Harley? I was planning. What? Did I say that? I don't know what I would have engraved. I mean, everything is done. Did I say that? Huh. Oh, no. Oh, you're talking about something else. Yes, Bill. Yes. Okay, technically, yes, that's still in the works. No, what you are talking about, what I was talking about was the gas tank emblem and having that custom made, a fade to black Harley Davidson badge for the gas tank. Now, to do that, a couple things have to happen. One, I could have a giant one made that would cover up my Harley painted logo that's on there, and that's in red, but that'd be really big. Or I have to have the gas tank painted and then have the emblems added, which is the way to go. But to paint the tank is a couple of grand. So, and that's downtime on the bike. That the tank's got to go off. It's got to go to a shop, and that's a whole thing to undertake. So I've kind of looked at it, but yes, I'm going to get it done. There are a couple of things that are going to happen to the bike before that gets done, and it involves some heavy engine work, and I just want to get that stuff out of the way. The bike itself is finished. I like the way it looks. I may change the bars to a drag bar, not to get off into a Harley conversation tonight, but I may go with a drag bar. I've got low cafe moto bars on it right now, but I may go even one step lower and go with a straight drag bar across. And but yeah, I'm putting a racing cam in, and additional lifters and springs and some other stuff that is going to happen to the bike immediately. I was shopping for parts and lining all of that up. I've got a bunch of travel that's coming up in 2026, and so while the travel is getting done, I'm going to have the work done on the bike, so when I come back I can pick it up, and that's going to be done in stages. But yeah, I've got everything done on the bike: exhaust, wheels, tires, covers, electronics, lights, man. Yeah, of course, the seat. I'm changing the seat too as well. Cafe racing seat is going to be done. I may change the back fender too as well. I just said it was done, but yeah, I don't think it's ever done. I don't think it's ever done. But that's what I was talking about. That was the emblem for the tank. Thank you for that, Bill. All right, this is Diana. Diana, do you believe that alien abductions are about interdimensional travel and or interplanetary travel? Do you see the connection between NDEs and alien abductions where the soul leaves the body? Yes. Yeah. Do you believe that alien abductions are about interdimensional travel? Yes. And or interplanetary travel? Yes. Do you see the connection between NDEs and alien abductions? Yes. Where the soul leaves the body? Yes. And there's a reason why it's not just some flippant answer. Yes. It's not about that. For me, Diana, what it is about is that everything is entangled, everything is connected, everything, all of it, period. Our soul, our consciousness, thinking, thought, whatever you want to call it, continues on forever, and it exists outside of the body. And I think all of that is part of an entangled world that we live in, and that's it. And so NDEs and alien abductions and interplanetary travel and interdimensional, it's all the same thing. That's my take. But science says it is so. And as crazy as that just sounds like, somebody in the 1970s, with the flower thing and so so the spiritual being came to me and I left my body, and then I went out and I saw the stars in the universe, and then I communicated with them telepathically, and then and I came back to Earth, and they left me with a message, and it was really cosmic, and it was really cool, and it's right. Listen to that. We used to call that crazy town. You know what that is today? Physics. Yeah. It's crazy, isn't it? It's, oh man, I love this community. I love this community. The flower child from 1970 turns out to be smarter than Neil deGrasse Tyson. How crazy is that? That they landed on the right side of history. Because everything that I just said, you know, is physics, string theory. Mm-hmm. Yep. So that's why I say yes, 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 and yes. And I don't come from some hypothetical, tripped out mindset position on this. No, I've been researching this deeply, not only with experiences and experiencers of my own experiences, but it's taking all of that, what I've seen, what I've heard, what people have told me, and turned around and done the deepest of dives into science and physics. And I read the books and I take the courses and I listen to these PhDs as they instruct and walk through it. And it is the exact same words, ideas, theories, and math as the tripped out hippie from 1969. Yeah. So yes, 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 and yes, Diana. You're right on. You are flying over the target. Yeah. So continue your mission and drop a bomb. I love it. All right, let's see what is up next. I know you don't like politics. Well, I know I'm not going to like this question then. Here we go. I'm just kidding. I know you don't like politics. What do you think of the King Charles throne speech? I haven't heard the King Charles throne speech, so I can't make a comment, Tim. And I know you're asking from a very honest position. What did he talk about? I don't know. I haven't heard anybody mention it. I haven't seen it or heard it. So I don't have a comment. Is this recent or is this old? I don't know. Okay, let's see. What's the one thing you would tell a nuts and bolts UFO person to recruit them to the woo side? Well, kind of what I just said with Diana. I don't know if I would say, or what would I tell? I think it's more about the eyeballs. So taking in nuts and bolts, which is fine because I was nuts and bolts for years. I still am. I think it's a mix of what's going on. It's not any one piece of the phenomena. It's not any one thing. But taking a nuts and bolts person out and have them experience something interdimensional is because, man, it's so transformative. I mean, it's just crazy. When you see something appear and disappear in front of you, something conscious happens, that's not a nuts and bolts thing. Hey, man, wouldn't it be cool, man, like if a UFO just showed up right now? Bloop, bloop. That's pretty cool. And that speaks volumes to a nuts and bolts person. Happened to Richard Dolan and I. This is 10 years ago. Richard Dolan and I were out. I can't remember where we were, but we were in the driveway of someplace. Anyway, so I think we were barbecuing, if my memory serves, but that part doesn't matter. So Richard and I get some night vision, and I go, Richard, let's see if we can see something. He goes, okay. So he's standing right next to me, and we look up right as I say that. Richard goes, what's that? And I go, man, and this thing just appeared and it was moving away from us in this way, but it wasn't there. And I said, and he said, and he should I say what Richard said? Should I say it? It was a lot of F-bombs. It was. Do I have dust? What is that? It's glitter. Do I have glitter? It's glittery. Oh, it's gold chains. Silver chains. Richard's like, what the F is that? F and A. What the F? F me. Right? It was like that. It just appeared right in front of us. And that's how you, because Richard's a nuts and bolts guy. He's now coming around. Tracy has a big part to do with that, to open him up a little bit, crack him open, because he's a black and white pragmatic guy. He's a nuts and bolts guy. And the best thing to do is to expose somebody to something that they've never experienced before. So, yeah, that's my take. That's what you do. Gizmo, Jimmy, what's your favorite UFO case and why? Man, I get this question almost every single day. I do. I'll be on the phone with somebody. So, Jimmy, what's your favorite case? Somebody comes up, Jimmy, it's good to meet you. Take a selfie? Sure, I'm taking a selfie. So, what's your favorite case? And I pretty much give the same answer, but sometimes I'll wander off of it because I don't think that there is any clear-cut favorite case for me. There are reasons why I like to say Rendlesham. There are reasons for that. And partly because it's military, partly because the witnesses are here, partly because there's a lot of paperwork, partly because there's a buttload of witnesses. A lot of research has been put into it, and all of that is available. And I consider it a modern case. 1980, right? But it's not 1947, and the witnesses are still here. So there are reasons why I like Rendlesham, but you can also look at the Phoenix Lights. Roswell's always going to be there. And there are other amazing cases too as well. And some of the abduction cases, Pascagoula, that's a strong case. Travis Walton, that's a strong case. Betty Andreessen, strong case. The Andreessen affair. Betty and Barney Hill, very, very strong cases. So yeah, but I tend to Zamora, Lonnie Zamora. It's a strong case, man. That's a strong case. And then we have all the stuff, documented stuff from France, Belgium, Argentina, Brazil. It's crazy to me. Phoenix Lights, right? So, but I tend to, and there's reasons why I can bring up any of those cases as a favorite case. But man, Rendlesham, yeah, Rendlesham may be it. It just may be the case. But man, Lonnie Zamora. See, I don't know. I don't know. If you go and you read something like Richard Dolan's UFOs in the National Security State Volume 1. Volume 2 is excellent too. It's the same quality, but Volume 1 is before 1969, I think is the cutoff date. And just so well written, and you can make a case for any one of those cases in the book. It's just being really, really strong, and it's the way that Richard researched it. That was his first book, and he handled it with such energy, right? I mean, really, really a deep dive into each thing and there's so much of it. And it's a huge book. But yeah, I like the historic stuff. I really, really do. Okay, let's see. Pilar, is this you? Is this Pilar? Pilar, is this you? I have a friend, Pilar from Mexico. I just want to know if this is you. Where did you sit on the bus to Area 51? All you have to do is answer that, and then I'll know if this is Pilar. All right, Jimmy, what's the name of the movie about a UFO support group of funny abductees? I forgot. No, it wasn't a movie. That was a TV series called People of Earth. And I think I'm ready for a People of Earth binge. Yeah, I own it. People of Earth, Pilar. People of Earth. God, so good. So good. Ask it once, Jimmy will get to it. John, dropping the rules. Dropping the rules. Okay, let's see. Have you heard of Betts ball legend J. Allen Hynek stayed the night at Betts' home? As the story goes, of course. Did he stay the night there? And they're first real obsessed with this thing. Hynek family ever talk about it? Yeah, rumors are okay. So and Paul saw it. Now I don't know about that. I'm gonna see Paul tomorrow. That's a great story. Yeah. The Betts ball. Yeah, it's a great story. I didn't know that. J. Allen, that's worth a deep dive. That right there, and then we've got this sphere, right? That Jaime Maussan's got right now, and yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting. It's interesting. All right, yeah, the Betts ball. I forgot all about that. How many more years do we have a fade to black before you pull the plug? 10. I feel good. I love doing this, and I love hanging out with everybody, and I'm here to learn. It's like I'm going to college. So, and I don't ever want this to end. So 10 years. Yeah, 10 years. You know, what's great about this show is I can do this. I can ride my Harley, and I can travel around the world. I can do all of that stuff. So why would I end any of this? Nah. Okay, so let's flip that. Let's flip this around. What is this? MWL? Is that what that is? What's that a picture of? I don't know. Is that an award? Okay, MWL, the MW. I don't know what that means. Okay, so, but let's flip this around. All right, let's say I am the manager of a district manager of a shoe store chain. I don't know why I just said that, but let's say that's and I retire. I retire at the age. How old do you retire these days? 61, 63, 65. I don't know. But let's say I retire. And then what would I want to do when I retire? Oh, I would love to get into radio and talk about UFOs and go to different conferences and go to Giza and see the pyramids. That's what I would like to do when I retire. I'm doing that now. I'm already. The show's not going to end. No. Isn't that great? Find your bliss. Whatever your bliss is. This is my bliss. This is my bliss. If I can turn around and grab a guitar, right? Look at that. Steve Vai. I can grab a guitar, right? I can grab a guitar and talk about Rendlesham wearing a Beastie Boys T-shirt, and tomorrow I go and host Contact in the Desert. Why would I want any of this to end? And then right after that, what am I going to do? I'm going to go film 4 more episodes of my TV show. And then The month after that, 4 more episodes. The month after that, 4 more episodes. The month after that, 4 more episodes, all the way to December. Why would I want and fade to black in between, and then Peru and whatever, you know? No, man. This is my bliss. This is what makes me happy. Find your bliss so you glow on the inside like I do. Yeah, find your bliss. Whatever it is, find your bliss. Let's see. What's this? AJA, will you have any lives in between travels? Will you have any lives in between travels? What is Betty Joe's Stranger Things bus conversion? Betty Joe, what's cracking? Betty Joe's amazing. Betty Joe's been with it. Betty Joe, how long have you been with us? How long have you been with us? A long time. She's amazing. Will you have any lives? Yes. I'll live stream this weekend. But yeah, absolutely. And fade to black. Well, every day, every night, every day that I have off, I will do a fade to black. If I'm not traveling. If I'm not traveling, I'm doing fade to black. Tomorrow I'm traveling, no fade to black, right? But I'm right back here on Monday. Next week, we've got a full week of shows lined up. The week after that, it's a short week because I've got to go and shoot some TV stuff that I just mentioned. And you know what else I'm going to do? I had to do this today. I shipped out my wardrobe. Yeah. Shipped it out today. Big box full of suits and shirts. And so they can be on set and ready to go. So I don't have to travel with that stuff all year. But anyway, also because I'm doing a photo shoot. Yeah. I'm going to whip out blue steel. Yeah. What's a good blue steel? Blue steel. Yeah, I'm going to do a photo shoot. I am next week. It's going to be great. Not the week after. The week after. Okay, Roger White. Let's see here. What is this? Do you know about the recent 140,000-year-old city found at the bottom of the ocean in first physical evidence of early humans? No, I have not. Shoot me an email, jimmy@jimmychurchradio.com. I would like to read about that. Okay. Jonocide. John coming in strong. Who are you looking forward to seeing at CITD? No, not everyone. Who do you really want to see? Who do I really want to see? I want to see Tracy Dolan's smile. Yeah. She's got that smile. Yeah, I hear you, everyone. That's completely not fair. I haven't seen Richard in a while. Richard and Tracy are such close friends, and I always look forward to seeing them. Sarah Breskman, Cosme, of course. Jason Quitt is going to be there. Danny Sheen will be there. Michelle, my producer here on the show, who was here at the house last week, she's going to be there all weekend. Always amazing to hang out with her because she lives in Chicago. She's worked for me for a long time, but she's in Chicago. I'm here, so we don't get a chance to hang out. So it's always great to see Michelle. Chris Bledsoe, it's going to be great to see him and Yvonne and his family. Chris Jr. is going to be at the show. It'll be great to see him, Ryan, and of course the rest of the family, the Bledsoe family. They're just wonderful. They just light up the room. And so many, I could just go on and on and on and on and on and on. Linda, always great. Just trying to think. Oh, Thomas Jane. I've known Thomas for a long time. I've known Thomas a long time. And it's very cool what he is doing in his research. And when I met him, he was an actor. I was in school. He was an actor. I was in school, and that's that. Neither of us knew that we would be doing this together so many years later, the UFO circuit and doing all of that. But I remember saying to him, I said something like, hey, man, I'm going to be a big radio guy, and you're going to be a guest on my show. He's like, yeah, whatever. He didn't. I'm joking. But the point is, when I did say that to him, you never know what the future, so here I am saying what I'm saying, and he's in the position that he's in. He's doing all the stuff that he was doing. He just did that baseball movie, and he's got his TV series on HBO and all the stuff. And, somebody says that, hey, man, I'm going to have my own radio show someday, and you're going to be a guest. Well, okay, sounds good, kid. Sounds good. And what happened? That's another example of, man, find your bliss. Manifest that shit. Whatever it is, put it out there like I did. Can I paint it any more clear for you? All right? Listen to me. You want to put something out there for the universe? Think about what I did with Thomas Jane in 2005, right? Where I go, dude, I'm going to do this, and you're going to be a guest on my show. That's it. That's how you manifest. How is it possible? What are the odds of life taking him in all those directions, life taking me in all of these directions, and all of a sudden, bloop, he's a guest on my show. You think that's an accident? That's manifesting. Listen to me. All right? The universe will take care of it. Put it out there in front of you and put your foot on the gas, get it there, plan it, say it, think it, and then go and get it done. I've got to tell you, Thomas and I, it's about a year ago, Thomas and I were having dinner, and we told this story at the dinner table, right? And everybody's there just like, what? Really? Yes. Yes. Yeah. That all of that really happened. And we're tripping on it just like anybody else. It's crazy, but that's how you manifest. You do it. All right. Follow your bliss. Follow your bliss. All right. Jonathan, great question though, man. Great question. Roger White says, I have two more for you. Is that your preemptive warning? Is that your questions in all caps, please? Yes. Okay. Carl, how are you doing, my brother? Carl, somebody else, man. Carl's been with us. So many of you have been with us for such a long time. Carl, you're amazing. Jimmy, with you having a sim rig, is there possibly of getting in a race car? Oh, for me, I've thought about that. Okay, so what he's talking about, I have a racing simulation rig, which I love, and it's real. But here's the other thing. It does prepare you for a real car. We've got Willow Springs right up the street, which just bought and sold, but they're going to keep it open. There was some scary thought and rumor going around, and they were going to turn it into condominiums, but they're not. They're going to keep all the racetracks there, and that's great. And so anyway, going up to Willow Springs, and you could take your car up there. Let's say, I don't want to say what I have or don't have, but let's just say if I had a sports car, being able to take it down there and running it on the track is really cool. But renting and buying time in a race car is possible. And would I do that? Yes. And I'm looking into it. But then there's step 3. Do I start racing? Right? Do I get a race car in a trailer and wheels? Right? And just start heading out. And now it's expensive. You can do it on the cheap, but the thought has crossed my mind. And I'll say this, Carl, I'm good enough. I am. I'm good enough. Okay, this is Roger White coming in again. All right, Roger, I'll let you have number 2. Do you anything about the mysterious ancient stones at Chayute in the highlands of Peru? I do not. Maybe I do, but I would have to look it up. Okay, so anyway, any thoughts of the prehistoric megastructures discovered in Montana? I don't know what you're referring to there either. You need to be a little bit more specific. This is why we need pictures, because otherwise I have to go and look and go, oh yeah, right. There's too much up here for me to unpack at a moment's notice. So I'm wondering what these megastructures are in Montana that you are referring to. Jimmy, who are you most looking forward to seeing at Contact in the Desert? That's from Julie. Thank you for the question, Julie. I just answered that. Without saying everybody, I've got so many friends and the Fadernauts and man, it's just a wonderful experience. I just like walking in and, you know, who do I look forward to seeing the most? The first person that I see, Lisa Frith. Lisa Frith. High on, oh man. Yeah. Yeah. So it's the first person I run into. That's let's see. Will you be watching season 6 of Skinwalker Ranch? I watch that. Yes. The answer is yes. When I work out, I on my TV in my little gym, I watch Skinwalker Ranch. That's what I watch. Sometimes Ancient Aliens, but Skinwalker Ranch, I watch that a lot. It's 1 hour, and I'm able to get a 1 hour workout in, and I time it with the TV show. Jimmy, do you play chess? Oh man, that's a great question. Yes. Short answer is yes. The long answer is about 20 years ago or so, maybe longer, 2000, 25 years ago. I got into computer chess, whatever the programs were called, Master Chess 3000, Chess Master 2000, and in different software versions of chess, where and some of these you can play like the 100 greatest chess matches of all time, 200 or 1000, whatever, and study. And I did, and I thought to myself, I'm going to be a grandmaster at this. I'm going to learn this like I can dive into anything else and get good at it. And I did. I for a minute there, I probably knew the opening 5 or 10 moves of the top 100 games of all time. They're all basically the same. But yeah, I really got into it. And then over the years, I was able to play a few people in real games and enjoy it. But yeah, I like playing chess. Much better at backgammon, though. Backgammon, I am world class. At backgammon, I've said this before. I am a world-class backgammon player. I don't think this is how cocky I am. All right. And I say this with full self-confidence. Nobody can beat me. That's it. I'm planet Earth. That's it. Period. I'm that good. Everybody's good at something. And when you're good at it and you know it, you can say it. So I'm saying it. Nobody on planet Earth is better than me at backgammon. They don't exist. As good? Yeah. Better? No. Do you like the magazine Heavy Metal? I used to. Are they still around? No. Are they still around? Get out of here. Really? Hold on a minute. Are they still around? Oh, it's probably wow. Okay, well, I'm looking at old versions of it. Okay, published until 2023. So are they still published? Or is it just an online? Oh, okay. That relaunch Heavy Metal Store issue 1. Okay, so they're back. Very interesting. I will check that out. I didn't know. Yeah, I used to love Heavy Metal magazine. Absolutely loved it. No question. Strong stuff. Robert Miller says, would you ever have a guest host? Nah, probably not. Probably not. No reason to. I mean, could I have a guest host? Okay, this is the problem with it. Okay. The software and the way that all of this runs in here, it runs a certain way. You got to understand. You see this, you see all this, you see this gear, you see all this stuff lighting up, you see all this stuff, you see all of this over here, you see all of that's one side of the room. Okay, and this needs to run and be running. See, when I talk, you see all the lights and see all the meters, and you see all of this stuff that lights up. That's here. So if I had a guest host and I ran the show from here, it would successfully happen. But you can't. Somebody would have to have this gear in. There's too many things that are going out. It's not just YouTube. It's going out on so many different platforms and different formats and audio only or video, and it's a very complex setup. And everything else that runs. So somebody would have to have the ability to do all of that in there, and that's exposure to passwords and control and management settings and everything else. So no, it just doesn't make any sense to do it. It's just too much work. So could I bring in somebody like, Christina Gomez? She'd be a great guest host, but there's no way to do it for her to turn around and take over this at her setting and then pump back out. Logistically, it's just impossible. If this was recorded and then broadcast, that's different, but it's live. It's not what you guys think. It's totally different. If it was recorded, no big deal. Man, I'm a guest host every week if I wanted. I could do multiple shows if I wanted. It wouldn't be one show a day. I could do 5 shows a day, but it's not. It's live. So that's the problem with it. All right, let's see what is next. Tim says, I have terabytes of JPEGs. I take 140,000 photos a year. Yeah. Yep, I know exactly what you're talking about. Sherry Wright. When will you be offering a new T-shirt design? Sherry, I will make you all of the custom T-shirts that your little heart desires. That's my troublemaker right there. Sherry, love you. Thank you so much for that. I just haven't had the new shirts printed yet. Joe Stopka. Man, Joe Stopka, and I've known Joe since we were kids. Joe posted, I don't even know if it's, I don't even know. Joe posted this picture of an amp collection. And I looked at this and he posted it like it was his amp collection. It looked like Joe Bonamesa. That's what it looked like. Like 50 amps, and I'm looking at that. And then I thought to myself, that's Joe's amp collection. He wouldn't post this if it wasn't. And I looked at the comments. Joe, love you, man. Joe Stopka coming in strong. Oh, man. Joe's responsible for so much of my life. Like this. See this? That's Joe Stopka. It is. That's Joe Stopka. Right there. Right there. He's responsible for how I listen to you guys. Let's see. What's this? I can't even say that name. Berg Fruling. Have you heard anything from Nick Redfern? He hasn't published or posted anything since early 2024. I have not. Now that you mention it, we used to have, we always had Nick on 2 or 3 times a year, maybe 4. He was cranking out a book every few months. Yeah. Okay. I'll reach out to Nick. Thank you for that. Joe Stopka back in. Stopka loves you, you guitar god. Oh, man. Joe can play. All right. The Earth's about to be destroyed. Do you stay and go? Okay, hold on a minute here. Cosmic Joe's Chronicles. The Earth is about to be destroyed. Do you stay and go underground or take the space arcs to go to another galaxy? Well, if it's going to be destroyed, then going underground's not going to do anything. You're just going to get blown up with planet Earth, right? Am I right? So if the Earth's not going to get this, if the surface is going to be uninhabitable, then yeah, you go underground. All right. And write it out. If you've got space arcs available and the Earth's going to be destroyed, of course, we're all going to be on one of those. If you can afford to buy the ticket. I'd blow this popsicle stand. I would. Man, I'm always afraid. I say it every time. I'm just afraid of the food. You remember in The Matrix, Mouse? You remember Mouse? And they're all sitting around a tank, right? And they're all sitting around eating tasty wheat. Remember that muck, the way it looked? Oh, man. Stringy, white, snot-looking goop. That's what, that's my fear. That's my fear. When, I forget what those were called in the early 70s. What were they called? Space sticks? That space food, those sticks. They had like chocolate and peanut butter and vanilla, the sticks. It came in the foil. That's what the astronauts ate. Okay. What were those called? Okay. It's an okay snack once in a while. How would you like to eat that morning, noon, and night? Squirting out applesauce out of a tube and having a space stick snack. And you're going to, oh man. No, I'm not into that. 2001: A Space Odyssey. Remember when he was sitting, he's eating, he's got his tray and it was like something green, something brown. It was like a paste in there, and it was solid. And he's taking his fork and then he's dunking it in a sauce and eat. Oh no, no, man. That'll scare me off of a space arc really quick and be like, no, man, I think I'm gonna stay and ride this out. I'm gonna see if I can survive this thing. Jacob says, could Bigfoot be a work suite for aliens? Yes. Like the movie Avatar, yes. No Bigfoot bodies. They can just disappear in a flash. Yes. 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 Jacob, all great points. I don't know, man. I don't know. I think it's quite possible that Bigfoot and Sasquatch, all the stories, all the sightings, could be a variety of different things that are all real. It could be an undiscovered species that's hiding from us. Totally plausible. Seems crazy, but absolutely anything's possible. There's that. Interdimensional. Yes, we see footprints start and stop in the middle of nowhere. That doesn't make any sense. Bigfoot dropping out of the sky, jumping out of a helicopter, parachuting in. Is it? Well, anything's possible. But what could that be? Could that be something interdimensional? Could some Bigfoot sightings be ghosts or spirits? Could Bigfoot be the ghost of Cro-Magnon, Neanderthal, some version of humans, the ghost of a 2 million year old human? I don't know. Could it all be different things and they're happening at the same time and we're calling it Bigfoot? ET, yes. So until we get something a little more definitive, footprints, yes, and casting, yes. There's always this talk of DNA being out there, the missing pages of the Forest Ranger manual. It's a government manual. Yeah. Love the story, though. I do. I love researching Bigfoot. Are you using men's face cream? No. I'm using what my daughter told me to get. I don't think it's for men. I think it's for women. I don't even know what it's called. I posted a picture of it. Hold on. Let me go back. I can tell you right now. Let me go to my Facebook page. If you go to my Facebook page, there is a picture of the face cream. Let's see. It's right here. It's called La Roche-Posay. So I've got the La Roche-Posay Purifying Foaming Cleanser. That's the blue stuff. And then the face moisturizer is Double Repair Face Tolerion. I think that's what it is. Double Repair Face Moisturizer. That's what I use. My daughter said, hey, and this is what she does for a living. This is what she does. She teaches this stuff. And this is what you got to do, Pops. So I've been doing it. Yeah. I don't know. My face feels softer, but I don't see a difference. I don't feel a difference. I look the same as I always do. Do I look younger and fresh? No, I look the same. So, but yeah, she told me to. How often do you play guitar? Melanie, what's going on? Melanie, how often do you play? I play guitar every day. I do. If I'm sitting in front of the TV, I'll pick up a guitar, and I've got an amp in my family room, and I've got a bunch of guitars in there. So I'll just pick something up, and while I'm watching TV, I'll play, and I plug in and do that every day. Yeah. Every day. All right. Let's see. Let me highlight that. What's this? Corey Cochran. What are your thoughts? And thank you for that, Corey. Let's see. What are your thoughts on the sphere found in Colombia? And am I the only one that immediately thinks of Phantasm? No, I thought of Phantasm the first time I saw it. Corey, I like the way you think. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, I was talking about that earlier with Jaime Masson. And I can't really get into specifics with this, but I can't get into specifics, but there may be an opportunity for me to do some research into this firsthand. So I'll keep you posted on that. I can't say anything right now. I'm bound by NDAs. So let's see. Jimmy, what's your favorite gear on the Harley? Riding? What gear? What gear? Fourth gear. Fourth gear. If that's what you're talking about. Fourth gear's magical. Fourth gear on my bike, you can go from 30 to 80 miles per hour in like 3 seconds, 3 or 4 seconds. It's insane. I love fourth gear. If that's what you're talking about. Yeah, it's such a fast bike. And the way that I've got it set up right now, but fourth gear is, dude. Fifth gear is pretty cool too as well, though. But you've got to be to hit it right, and you got to top out in fourth gear. By then, when you're slamming gears like that at high RPMs, you're at 80 miles per hour in fourth gear, and you bust into fifth. You're at 100 miles an hour very, very quickly. So where do you go from there? Well, you better have a lot of road in front of you in a straight line, because the only thing past that is sixth. So, but getting to 80 in fourth is so much fun. I love fourth gear. All right, let's see. Jack the Lad, whatever happened to the breakaway civilization theory proposed by Richard Dolan seems to have disappeared. I don't think that it has. Also, any thoughts on life detection by JWST, the James Webb Space Telescope, at planet K2-18b? I know, right? Okay. So no updates on K2-18b, but I'm very excited about that, the water world. We shall see. There's a lot more time has to be spent on the analysis of what's coming out of there, but all the preliminary data says planet's full of life. Now, as far as the breakaway civilization goes, if you go back to there was a BBC documentary film that came out in the 1970s about this. I'll think of it in a second. Something 3. What was it called? Let's see. 3. BBC documentary breakaway. Let's see if I can pop this up. It was called Man, what was it called? I would have thought that it would have just popped up. Yeah, it just didn't pop up. I thought that it would. Anyway, what was that called? I think the idea is a great thought experiment. I do, with the breakaway civilization. I do. I think it's a great thought experiment. And is it possible? Yeah, I do. Paper and metal straws are poor replacements for plastic, but why do we even need straws? Capitalism over problems aren't problems. Change my mind. I have no idea. I'm going to post this. I'll let all of you. Paper and metal straws are poor. Who uses a metal straw? Paper straw is stuck too. Poor replacements for plastic. But why do we even need straws? What? No. Capitalism. Straws have nothing to do with capitalism. Who's making money on straws except for the straw makers? Who needs straws? We all do. You get a chocolate shake, you have to have a straw. You do. Man, people with sensitive teeth. How else are you going to deal with that? A Coke, a Dr. Pepper, an iced tea with ice and a straw? Is there anything better than that? What do you mean? Why do we even need straw? Man, I have two in my kitchen. I'll walk out there right now and take a damn picture. I have two plastic straws sitting next to my sink, and I use them all the time. Love straws. Need straws. Can't live without straws. Yep, no straws, no chocolate shakes. I would never have a chocolate shake. Let's see. Timothy Adams, Jimmy, what do you think about Puma Punku? I'm going to be there in a couple of weeks. What was the site for? I have no idea. But Puma Punku, again, I'm going to be there in a couple of weeks. Puma Punku is not just the H blocks. Now, the H blocks are fascinating. And the stuff that's inscribed and carved into the H blocks is even more fascinating, for sure. H blocks are just amazing. But that's not the most fascinating part about Puma Punku. I know, it sounds crazy, doesn't it? When you arrive on the site and you walk up, one of the first things you see are these giant interlocking slabs that are flat, that are ginormous, 30, 40, 50 feet long, 3 feet thick, 20 feet wide, flat, but they're interlocking, and you can see how they interlock, and they're lying on their side, and they just go. And you look now, it looks to me, and I could be wrong, but that those were upright. They're lying flat now. It just goes on for 100 feet. And now the H blocks are sitting right in front of it, right in a line, right there. And those are cool. But you turn around and you look at this and you see how all of this fits together. And then you kind of go down and you look and you see how flat it is. It's just billiard table flat. And it's huge. That's mind-blowing. All right. But then that's at the entrance, and it's a big area, but that's the entire site continues. So you go up over the hill, you go around the corner, and you zigzag back, and then Puma Punku is a big square site. Here, let me switch cameras. Square. So when you get to the site, here's the H blocks down here, but the site itself is probably a half-mile square, like this, of a wall. And so you walk past all of that, the H blocks, you go up over the hill and you come down, and then that's where the wall starts. And you don't see this in documentaries. And so you go down and you see this wall. You can tell it's really old, but it's perfect. And how it's just the blocks and how it's laid out. And it's huge. The H blocks are a quarter mile behind you now, and you go down, and then you turn the corner, and you're on the backside. And as you walk up, and it's long, man. I've shot so much video of this. There are tunnels. Yeah. I wonder if. Okay, hold on a minute here. You want to see? Let me get to some movies. Okay, hold on for a second. Let me see here. I got some Puma Punku move. Ah, right here. Okay. All right. This will just lay it out. So you come down off of, let's see here. Let me get this to play. Okay. All right. So you just stay right there. You ready? Check this out. Check this out. Okay. This is random. All right. But I'm going to show you this. This is the part of Puma Punku that you never see. Look at that wall. All right. Just look at that. And I'll just continue. That's that. I have no idea what I'm clicking on here, folks. But let's see what pops up. This is walking down the wall. This is on the back side. It just continues and continues and continues. Take a turn. Look at the construction of that. Look at that. It's beautiful. And so let me pull that out. Let me pull this out. And then so when I point out stuff like this to people, okay, look at this. This is on the backside of Puma Punku. Nobody talks about this. You ready? Look at this.
It's alive. It's good.
Look at that.
I don't want that part to grow up.
Look at that. I still, I mean,
it's alive. It's good.
I don't want that part to grow up.
I don't know what somebody's talking next to me, but isn't that crazy? And it's obviously ancient, but we can talk about stuff like this all day long, right? H blocks, which I love, but no, when you look at the backside of Puma Punku, let me see here. This is just random. This isn't the same video. This is just another one. And I've strung a bunch of these together so I could get the entire setup here of Puma Punku, the perimeter. Here's another one. This is just continuing. It looks like the same shot. It's not. It's huge. Isn't that crazy? And I'm just clicking on these in order. This is just, again, here's another one. Oops. I have no idea what that is. But being able to do all of this for you. Look at that. It's just strewn about. And I would say that's catastrophic. These are very, 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 very large stones. What you're looking at there is probably 6 feet square, 3 feet thick. And look how it's just cast about like that. Look at that. So something came in and blasted all of this, whether it was a tsunami, a meteor coming in, an asteroid, I don't know. But these stones are like this for about 1/4 of a mile. And that's just where they came and rested. So yeah, the H blocks and everything, yeah, it's all very interesting, but what caused this kind of destruction there? I don't know. When it comes to Puma Punku, it's one of the most fascinating subjects for me. And then you go across the street, Tiwanaku is literally across the street. So yeah, Puma Punku and that site that you just saw there, and it's huge. It's not just that row of H blocks. It is a huge, huge site. And it's beautiful. It's so beautiful. But across the street is Tiwanaku, which was probably a pyramid at some point. That's the way it looks to me. And it's been speculated that that's what that was. But it's so ancient. And the site itself has got so many different things there. It's a combination of, tall statues and tall columns, and you have the Temple of the Sun, you have the Sun Gate, all of that, and it's amazing. But they say, well, the two sites aren't connected, right? There's two different builders, but yet you see the same symbology carved into both sites, and I've talked about it a lot. So, and at that altitude, which has been talked about, it's 12,000 feet, 13,000 feet. There's no trees. Anything that's up there now that's natural or that's vegetation, trees and stuff is all modern and planted. It's all new stuff in the last 50 years or 100 years or whatever. But before that, we are talking about a desolate, dry desert high in the mountains where there's no growth of anything. And you can see that, until you approach a town and there's construction there. That's the only time you're going to see anything like that, because the rest of it's just flat, arid desert. And then you have these two sites that are there. It's incredible and beautiful. So what was it for? Anybody that, and I've got a very creative mind, and I like thinking of, crazy shit and looking at stuff like that. So you go, and probably more extreme than even, some of the sites in Egypt. You go up, and when you see the size of the carving and the beauty of the stonework at Puma Punku, you step back and you go, what was this for? What's the purpose of this? Yeah, you have the H blocks and that doorway keyhole carving thing, which is all over the place. What does all of that mean? I don't know, but it's everywhere at Puma Punku. But then you have those flat, perfectly carved, what I think were walls. If they were for the ground, lying flat on the ground, it's even a bigger mystery. What would that be for? But we are talking about an ancient culture that didn't have writing, allegedly, didn't have paper, allegedly, didn't have writing or design or anything like that. But yet they were able to machine this material and drill holes and slots and fit together, and I did precision, flat, mirrored. It's crazy. So what, it's nuts. And so anybody that goes to Puma Punku, and you would do the same thing, Timothy, you would go there no matter what it is that you can imagine and have fun with it. You go there and you see it for yourself, and you just go, this doesn't make any sense. Why would they do this? And it's huge. It's a huge site. If it was just that row of H blocks and that was it, and you go up, okay, you can, but no, it is huge. You walk around the perimeter on the backside of Puma Punku, right? So the H blocks are here. You go all the way to the backside, and there's this huge, beautifully cut stairway that goes up, very wide, a stairway that goes up to the top. What was that for? And And you just look now, you can kind of picture, I don't know, but maybe that was ocean or a lake at one time. Was that stairway coming down into water? Was it a port? I don't know. It's fascinating. Timothy, great question. Puma Punku is one of the greatest mysteries. One of the greatest. I can't wait. I'm going to be there in 2 more weeks. Brian Forrester wrote me today, bro. I can't wait to see you. I know. Okay. Jane's Coffee. If you could go back in time to witness an event, what would you want to witness? Lots of different things, for sure. But man, the Great Pyramid. Yeah. I would like to put that one to bed. I really would. But you're able to come back to today so you can report on what you witnessed. That's the key thing. Do I have to go back and stay? Right? If I have to go back and stay and I can't come back, I would go back to the 1950s. I go back to 1955 and live through all of that. Great rock and roll era, the nuclear age, rockets, space age. Remember that? Flying cars and all of that. The 50s were probably a pretty fun time before my time. But yeah, and then and if I had to stay, I would do that. And then cruise right through the 60s and live through the 70s and 80s again. Yeah, great time. I would do that. But if I could come back, I'd go to the Great Pyramid. I would. I'd be able to come back and tell everybody they were wrong. Maybe do a wrap. I know I thought about that, Bill. I thought about wrapping the tank. I have. Yep. Because then you can change it all the time. You can change it. Let's see. I have no idea what this is. Let me read it. In QTK, Chloe goes on an alien hunt during a camping trip. What do you think triggered her UFO interest? How do you interpret the family's reaction through a disclosure lens? Are you talking about the Kardashians? They asked me, okay, so if I'm understanding this correctly with my memory, they got a tour bus and went to Area 51 with Travis Walton. I think that's what it was. All right. I remember that episode. But then right after that, they reached out to my agent and wanted me to do a show with the Kardashians. I think it was on a boat. Man, this is like 10 years ago. I think I can't remember. But I turned it down. But they wanted to talk to me about this and that, and I was going to go out, I think, on a yacht. I think that was it. Maybe one of the Kardashians representatives could answer that question. I can't remember now, or my agent would know. But I turned him down. I just said, it's just nah. So I said no. And about 3 or 4 months later, their series was canceled or they quit or something. Yeah. So even if I would have done it, it might not have aired. But I don't know. I don't know what sparked this interest. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if it's a real interest or if do you think, okay, this is my friend Sherry, right? And she's coming in with, do you think dinosaurs could have been used to move megalithic stones in Peru? That is such a that's what you would do. You're sitting around with your friends, ripping one hitters on a bong, right? And somebody comes out with that. Hey man, so what if you think maybe, dinosaurs, could have moved the stones and, help build the pyramids, and maybe in Peru, at Sacsayhuaman, and then I would go, yeah, right. Whoa, dude. Right. And then you would talk about that for an hour. Yeah. So it's a legit question. It is. Sherry, it's a legit stoner question. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. When I think about if okay, so let's okay, maybe not dinosaurs, but let's say, what if this was pushed back 100,000 years? All right. Not 65 million years, not a million years. Let's just push this back 100,000 years. Could woolly mammoths have been used? Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So is a woolly mammoth technically a dinosaur? No. Looks like one. But is that possible? Yes. I'll go with that. I will say definitely woolly mammoths were used to move stones in Peru and maybe Egypt. Yeah, I'm okay with that. I don't care what that may sound like to some people. Pat Breeze. Pat Breeze. This is going to be a crystal question, I bet. Oh, and it is. What's your wildest experience using a crystal? And do you use them for dream work, meditation, to look at, or healing? Kind of yes, kind of yes. Healing, no. Dreams, yes, kind of. But yeah, I've had a few strange experiences. I would say that the craziest one was that night with Jose in our hotel room at the Hilton when stuff started moving around in the room. I know that sounds crazy, right? But it did. It was the Dr. Pepper bottles kept falling off the nightstand, sliding and falling off the nightstand 3 times. And yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. When I first held Jose and he goes, "My name is Jose." That was pretty crazy. Right in my head. Right in my head. Yeah, the thing is, Pat, and it's a great question. I'll say this to everybody. The physical charge that you get or sensation when you pick up a crystal skull or a crystal and you hold it in your hand, you hold a giant crystal skull and you feel it. Sometimes it's cold, sometimes it's warm, sometimes it's tingly, sometimes it's really tingly. Sometimes you just feel it go all the way through. And that's a real experience. And until you've done it, you're going to be, that's not real. Okay. All right, fine. But when you do it, that's a great experience. And I've got a lot of crystal skulls, and I'll walk through my foyer where I've got everything on display. And I'll stop and pick them up all the time. Just right, and get that experience. Yeah. I don't play right here in front of me. Okay, here, let me change cameras. Right here in front of me, I keep these, they kind of interlock. You can see that. And I keep, this is meteorite and this is quartz. And I keep them touching just like this right here in front of me. I have a line on my desk that comes down, and I line it up with the line. I wish you could see it. And then I have a guitar pick that I put in the middle pointing at it. And that's how I do the show. And I can't do the show unless these crystals are lined up right here, just like this. So they fit together, right? Just like this. And they just sit right here. Yep. And that's it. I'm a big crystal guy. It's real. All right. Let's see. While in Egypt, did you visit the statue of Sekhmet? Anything happen? Yes. A couple of times. Did anything happen? Not with Sekhmet. I would say that the three crazy points for me in Egypt were Temple of Isis, which is in the middle of the Nile River on an island. That was a crazy experience. At Dendara, when I went to the underground Pharaonic Lake, that was a crazy experience. Those two were absolutely real. You know, and I think about it now, and just nuts, just nuts. The whole thing. The underground Pharaonic Lake, that was just crazy to me. It was a crazy, the whole vision and how long that lasted. That was nuts. But equal to that is my experience at the Temple of Isis. It brought me to my knees. That was crazy. And I remember going out. I separated from everybody. I had to be alone, and I went and I found this wall, and I went and sat on it. It was very high up, on the side of the island, overlooking the Nile River, and I was sitting there by myself with my feet dangling. It's a cliff. It's like a big wall cliff. It's probably 75 feet, maybe 100 feet above the Nile River, which was stretching out in front of me. And I just sat there and I put my arms on the thing and I just dangled my legs and went through this vision. Man, it was so special. And I had a couple of friends that came up to me. Hey, Jimmy, man, what's going on, man? Can we sit with you? And I was like, man, Jeff, I need to be alone. You know, I need some space. And I just soaked it all in. Yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy. Powerful. Not Sekhmet, but Temple of Isis. Yep. And Dendara is also very special too as well. The crazy thing for me about Dendara, the Pharaonic Lake and stuff, but after that, when I was sitting out in front, there was a Russian film crew there doing a documentary with these people, and they were great. And so they brought me down and interviewed me for the documentary. It was really cool. So that was out in front. And so while I was out there doing that, after we wrapped that, I went back and I sat down on the steps of Dendara, and I was watching one person after another coming out of the temple in tears. And it was like one after another coming over, sitting down next to me, tears squirting out, like squirting. What happened? I looked at this thing and right. And one after another, everybody having these deep emotional, spiritual moments at Dendara. Didn't happen no, Dendara. Yeah. And you can feel it too. It's so powerful. So powerful. So powerful. Okay, let's see here. What's next? Rexamillion. Timmy, how many guitars do you have? I don't know. Which was your first one, and what is your favorite one? Okay, first one. I've got a lot of old guitars here that I've had for a while, but that Ibanez. Oh, you can't see it. Shit. Oh, you can't see it here either. Okay, hang on. Man, if I drop this. Okay. So, this is an Ibanez Artist. And a version of this was my first guitar that I had in high school. I've got pictures of me with it. But this is an Ibanez Artist. I love this guitar. I love the shape. This is what I learned on when I was 14, 15 years old. and I love this guitar. And I have a couple of these. This one here, which just happened to be right behind me. And yeah. Now, favorite guitar. I mean, without being, this is just, what do I do with this right now? Okay. It's not gonna fall, is it? Okay. My Flame. Can you see it? Oh no, it's up there. It's way over there. Okay, the Flame, because I carved that guitar. I love that guitar. That's up over there. I'm not going to go and get it. That ESP I like. That Takamine, the green one. It's in front of me. It's over here. I like that. Here. This is what I meant to grab. It's over here. All right. This guitar. I should have grabbed this one first. All right. This one. It's the Ibanez Artist. That's my first guitar. Right there. Isn't that cool? Bam. So these are the same. But this is a hollow body. This is a solid body. But they're both Ibanez. Cool, isn't it? Okay, so that's first guitar. Right there. Garage band, high school. That's what that is. All right. I don't want anything to fall over. Just stay with me because they're hanging up. Now they're leaning here. All right. So favorite guitar though? I don't know. Probably the Flame is not only personally means a lot to me, but it plays and sounds perfect. Yeah, I like that guitar a lot. I'm a Strat guy, so any of these Eddie Van Halen guitars behind me, and I have like 6, right? Yeah, I have like 6 of them. They're all amazing guitars. Amazing. And that guitar right there, that's a Kramer 84. Not a horribly expensive, but man, that guitar plays great. But all of the Eddie Van Halen's, each one are really nice. The Gems, which are right here, the Steve Vai guitars are really nice. That RG 565 right there, the green guitar, perfect. Up here in the corner, RG 550. I've got 2 or 3 of those. There's a green one right next to it. There's a red one there. There's a red one there. I've got a yellow one out in the living room. Those are amazing. The Jeff Beck Jackson right there. Oh man, that guitar. That's the Tina Turner guitar. That's really cool. So yeah, I don't know. It's just kind of the moment. But the Flame, yeah, the Flame, and the Ibanez's that I just showed you. That's what I learned to play on when I was very young. Very young. If you're from Indianapolis, there was a place called Wilkins Music. I think that's what it was called, at Washington Square Mall. And yeah. Yep. All right. Let's see here. I'm going to scroll through. Jimmy, do you have an opinion about orbs? And do you think Robert Bigelow has managed to capture and manipulate them into a controllable living device? Oh, that would be cool if he has. Which goes back to my point, and that is from Julian. That's a great question. Orbs are real. I think that we see different examples of them. I don't think they all mean the same thing. When you see something in the sky that appears and disappears, I've seen it, 50, 100 times, if not 1,000 times. Is that an orb, or is that an interdimensional thing? Is it something? I don't know. An energy source, something that is in a room, something that floats through woods, stuff that I've seen things form and shape outside. That is that the same thing as what's going? I don't know. I don't know, but I just think everything is connected. Now, to be able to take it to the next level, Bigelow likes very creative scientists and engineers around him. Is it possible to do that or to have done it? Yeah. Do I think that he has? Well, he certainly had the right people around him. But what do they represent? I don't know. I don't know. Are some of them spirits? Possibly. Is it consciousness? Possibly. Is it an interdimensional living being? Is it us from the future? All of these things are possible. Jimmy, if you can, what dimension would you go to tomorrow? Would it be 3 or 5 or anything else? I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Fifth dimensional being. I hear fourth dimension is not where you want to go. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Kim Jellin. Jimmy, do you think a future human where during abductions being humans are 200 years ahead and grays are 2,000 years ahead? Yeah. That's a great question, Kim. I think that is happening, but it's only a small piece of what is happening. If time travel is possible, and future and past and everything and space time and everything is happening all at once, so could our future, so if time travel is possible, could our future selves be coming back here? They would have to come back here to this day, but what if they go to yesterday? We wouldn't know that they were here. Think about that. What if they're going back 100 years? We would never, they would have to, for us to experience them, they would have to come to this exact time right now at 8:57 p.m. and 43 seconds Pacific time for me to experience that. But if they do it 5 minutes from now in the future, I won't see it. If they did it 2 minutes ago, 60 seconds ago, I wouldn't have experienced it. They would have to be in the time and space of that second at that moment for you to know that they were there. That's it. So they could visit anywhere around us and we would never know. They could experience the past. They could experience the past literally 60 seconds ago. Remember, and I know this sounds fundamental and it sounds basic, but it's a freaky fact. Here is now, then just happened. That's it. Can't go back. A millionth of a second ago, but it's gone. Right? But they could. What if they went to 1 millionth of a second ago and were watching me say these words, but I'm not here to experience that. That's the crazy part. All right. For you to experience a time traveler, it would have to be at that moment of now. If it's 5 minutes from now, you don't know. Think about that. It's crazy. So yeah, Michael P. Masters. Yeah. I told Kim, great question. I think it's a great point. And I believe all of that is possible. No, I am Pilar from Spain. All right, Pilar. And that was an hour and a half ago. Am I that far behind? Okay, let's go to the end. Oh my God. I'm an hour and a half behind. Look at these questions. Should I keep going? I should go to the end. Esperanza's here. Okay, now I'm at the end. Now let's go backwards. Maureen Green. Jimmy, are you a Pee Wee Herman fan? And have you seen the doc on HBO? I heard about the doc on HBO. Back in the day, was there anything better than smoking weed and watching Pee Wee Herman? I don't think so. I did. I liked it. Yeah, Pee Wee's Big Adventure. Man, it's such a good movie. So I haven't seen the documentary though. I need to. I've seen it sitting there. I just haven't had the time to do it. Okay, so now I'm going backwards. Does your family think you're crazy? They don't even get it. No, I'll take that back. My adopted family, they don't get it. They don't give a shit. Nah. They, and I love them, but they, what they care about? Sports. That's it. That's it. The Colts and the Pacers. And did the Pacers win? See, I don't even know. Hold on. Let's go to ESPN. Were the Pacers playing tonight? NBA. Okay, Timberwolves Thunder. So OKC wins that series. Okay, so what happened with the Pacers? Did the Pacers win? I don't even know. Eastern Conference Finals. Pacers next game 5 on Thursday. Okay, so what's the bracket? I don't even know. See, my family is all into this, and I have no idea what is going on. Let's see. That's this. Where is Eastern Conference Final? Pacers next game 5. Pacers have the better team. That's 13 hours ago. So, okay, let's see here. Where's that? I don't even know. Okay, wait. Okay, that's Thunder. Okay. Eastern Conference Finals. Okay. Oh, so the Pacers won game 4. So the Pacers are up 3-1. Game 5 is May 29th. Tomorrow. Oh, well, I'll be at Contact in the Desert. But see, they're all into that. Now, when it comes to this, no. But my real brother, Danny, yeah, I don't, not so much the UFO ET stuff. He needs more convincing on that. But ghosts, the paranormal, life after death, and the science of things, he's fully engaged. And so is his wife, Mary. Yeah, my brother Mike, he's dead now, but totally into it. Totally into UFOs and ET. Yeah. But my adopted family, they don't give a crap. They have no idea. Have they ever seen a TV show of mine? No. My brother Danny has, and Mike watched everything, and Mike Fade to Black and all of that stuff. But my adopted family, no. Never seen a movie, never seen a TV show, never seen Fade to Black, never seen this, never been to a conference, and then no. They could give a crap. It's just not what they're about. Their life is into other things. The Kardashians are aliens. When do you plan to go to Göbekli Tepe? Okay, we are now in serious overtime. When do you plan to go to Göbekli Tepe? I'm going to do that next year in 2026, and I cannot wait for that. I would have liked to have done it before. I just haven't had the time. I wanted to pull it off last year, but I couldn't. I had other stuff going on when the tour was heading over there, so I didn't get a chance. And I only wanted to go to Göbekli Tepe. I don't want to go to any Turkish underground cities or any of that. I just want to go to Göbekli Tepe, see it, and then come back out. Okay, man, there is a lot here. I'm just skipping over stuff. I'm going backwards. Let's see. Am I the only one that has this feeling that something life-altering seems to be on the horizon or in our near future? No, man. Corey, you're not imagining that. We're living it right now. Yeah, this is a great time to be a part of this. And I am able to go to Contact in the Desert tomorrow, and with everybody else there that is super excited about what we are going through. No, Corey, it's happening. It's happening. So no, it's not just you, my man. It's not. And thank you for the dosh. If you could meet one alien species from the movies or UFO lore to hang out with, who or what would it be? Man, man, remember the energetic beings at the end of AI, the Steven Spielberg movie? Remember that? When they came and they had that square cube spaceship and Earth was frozen and they went underneath and they were energy. Yeah. I'd like to meet them. They were cool. Jimmy, when are you making the big surprise June 1st announcement you promised us? It's going to be July 1st. We are prepping for the announcement starting in the second week of June. Yeah, I can't go into. We're shooting. Okay, we're shooting. I've got a photo shoot. I've got to get out the big photo shoot. Photographer, I just told you, I sent out my wardrobe. So we're going to go through all of that and prep artwork and this and that and shoot. And then we're going to make the announcement. And that'll be around July 1st. Okay? All right? I'm telling you, it will be July 1st. Okay. All right. So with that, I've got to get ready for tomorrow. So I'm going to bounce out of here for now. Okay. I will live stream from Contact in the Desert tomorrow. And that's going to be great. And I will do my thing and go around and let's see, Jimmy, I saw you on X a second ago and seeing you say the same thing now on YouTube. Did you time travel? Oh, that's trippy. Yeah. Is there a time delay? I have no idea how the feeds go out. If protons are positive and electrons are negative, why don't they annihilate each other? That's one of the biggest mysteries. Why antimatter and matter, right? So antimatter comes in contact with matter. It's supposed to annihilate everything around, right? Okay. So, and there's supposed to be an equal amount of antimatter as there is matter. They're created at the same time. So why haven't we just imploded? Yeah, I totally get that. Yeah, no question about it. None whatsoever. I totally agree with that. All right. So that wraps this episode, once a month, AMA, AJA. Everybody, I got to get ready. I got to finish packing. I'm going to roll out of here. First thing tomorrow, I'm going to arrive in Palm Springs in the afternoon. I'll be on stage tomorrow night at 7:30. So if you're going to be at Contact in the Desert, I will see you there. Excited to say hello to everyone. And I'll see you tomorrow night. Aside from that, tomorrow night, the opening ceremonies, I'm hosting that. And then Friday night, I will be hosting the meet and greet gala party bash in the big ballroom. That's Friday night. And then I will be right back here on Monday for Fade to Black. All right. So I'll see everybody out there at Contact in the Desert. For the rest of you, have a great, safe, and fun and amazing weekend. I'll be live streaming, so keep your eyes out for that. And then I will see you right back here on Monday. But for now, all I've got is go back, Lee Tappy.
Fade to Black is produced by Hilton J. Palm, Renee Newman, and Michelle Freed. Special thanks to Bill, John, Dex, Jessica, Dennis, and Kevin. Webmaster is Drew the Geek. Music by Doug Aldrich. Intro, Space Boy. Fade to Black is produced by KJCR for the Game Changer Network. This broadcast is owned and copyrighted 2024 by Fade to Black and the Game Changer Network, Inc. It cannot be rebroadcast, downloaded, copied, or used anywhere in the known universe without written permission from Fade to Black or the Game Changer Network. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. Go back, Lee Tappy.